Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Monday, August 14th. Markets look like they are off to a red start with the NASDAQ currently down by 0.2%. The S&P currently down by 0.2% as well. The Dow Jones right now is down 0.15%. And then finally, the Russell 2000 is down by 0.4%, leading the downside today. Small caps not doing so hot. Seeing a lot of the big tech names decently deep in the red. You're seeing Nvidia all the way down at 405. Pretty rough stuff. Amazon at 138. The one I'm interested in is going to be Google. That's the closest to a range that I'm looking for at 129.50. Down to a low at 128.75. So looking to take an opportunity to long side on Google this morning. If I can find a decent call. Let's see. It is a little bit too high for my liking right now. There we go. Reduce that price. Delta on the 131 call is 40, so we could get it about $20 cheaper, trading at 117, or we could go with a higher delta 130 call. 51 delta, trading for 170. So that one we might be able to get for like 150 a piece if we give it some time. Looks like Tesla's down pretty heavy today, 3.3% down to 234. Nvidia almost below 400 at this point, pretty rough. But yeah, just gonna wait on Google coming down to about that 129.50 mark is where I'd like to buy a call. And if we can't get that, I don't really see any other opportunities in the market. We could go through the hourly charts and try to find some supports and resistance to go off of. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. All right, there's a little drop for Google. 129.83. Still a decent way away from a mark that we want, but thinking about starting the position. All right, they're going for 150. And there's about $1 of downside for this trade, so our stop loss would be about $1, and we're trying to get these for 150 each. All right, there's my first entry. Right at 150. $8.18 is this Friday's expiration. All right, and we'll add that on down here. They're already going for 170, 180 a piece almost. In the meantime, I kind of want to go through the hourly chart, see if we can find any supports and resistance for the other stocks. Looks like Apple kind of has a base down here at about 177.75, I would call it. which is about 25 cents lower than it's trading at the moment. And I'd say that goes down 177. Yeah, there's about 75 cents or so there. So 177.75 to 177 will be a support zone. It ended up bouncing on it already this morning, so we might not get the shot. But if it does come back into that range, it might be a buying opportunity. Extend that a few days to the right. Yeah, it looks like we went right down in the middle of that range on the open for that first long wick. Alright, so that's Apple. We'll set an alert if it goes in the range 177.75 and below. That's where we want a call. I'll go through the other hourly charts. We already got Google. Look into Microsoft. All of these are probably going to be support levels just because a lot of these stocks are trading at lows. Monthly lows, I should say. Wouldn't say there's a lot of trading action on Microsoft at these lows, so could be some more downside ahead. You might even have some resistance up top at 322.25 or so. There's some couple of bars. 323.50, I would say, would be the top of that range for resistance. But already kind of making its way down, so still got some time to wait on that. But we'll want to know if it goes above 322.25, possibly entering a short position. $322.25 at or above. All right. Looks like Google's just kind of chilling at that 130 mark right now. So nothing to worry about for that trade yet. No profit taking or cutting losses. Tesla's at the lowest point that it's been all month, so no supports. Let's see if there's any resistance. There is some, but it's well up top at 240.275. So not even close to it today. We might be able to use this for Meta, but that's quite a while ago. Let's see if it lines up with previous. This past couple of days of trading has been a resistance there. It's almost lining up. 304, I would say, would be decent point. Lots of opens, closes, and wicks around there at 304. And also 303 or 302.75. Looks like on Friday it had a lot of trouble going and staying above that. So 302.75 and 304 in that range We'll want to know if it goes above 302.75. For a possible short entry. Netflix also pretty close to this range. It's been there for about a month too, so that's pretty sticky. We'll want to keep an eye. At 424 and above, the range on that is kind of wide. So you want a low delta option with that wide of a range. What is it? $4, 425. All right. Looks like Google's running a little bit above 130. On Friday, I had a hard time going past 130.4. So we'll see if it can break that resistance today. Trading at 180 a piece now for those contracts. We got them at 150. So nice little 24% profit so far out of the trade. All right, and Netflix sneaking up on us at 424 almost. There it is, 424.20 right now. All right, so we'll look into some low delta puts again, since the range is so large on this. I'd probably say 20 or 30 delta. So the 415 puts expiring this week, trading for 300 right now with the 27 delta. And we have about $3 of upside here, 425 almost right now to 428. With a 30 delta, that's about $90 of risk-ish. So I'll place in my order, I think for 300, and then the stop will be at 210. It's already going up a bit more. At 315, it's trading for now. Google going up pretty well, 206 for those contracts. All right. Those 415 puts are back to 300 almost. Now they just went back down. Or they went back up, I should say. I don't want to pay more than 300 for them, so I'll stay away. Until it's there, and place a limit order in. All right. Those Google contracts going for 210. Up 60. I'll sell them for 210 a piece. Yep, 213 was my exit. Took profits on the Google. 130 call at 213. first trade of the day. It's up to 220 now, so sold them a little bit short, but looks like Nvidia's flying at the moment. Netflix still kind of chilling at that 424 level. I'll add that 415 put down here so we can see if it ends up getting filled. Trading at 325 right now. We put in an entry for 300. All right, here we go. Almost getting filled here. All right, 295 will actually replace the entry. A little bit lower. All right, there's the fill at 295 for that 315 or 415 put. And again, there's about $4 of upside there in risk to 428.25. So quite a bit of risk on the trade. All right, they're already going for 320. Trading right at the 424 mark. Looks like a decent bit of selling happening in here so far. Check through the other names. Tesla's headed down some more, back to the morning lows almost. Meta down pretty heavy, down to 299. Yeah, it looks like everything's kind of U-turning this last 5-minute candle. Apple even almost coming back into the long range possibly. Just about 20 cents off of that right now. Just got a 50-cent drop on Netflix there. Ought to give us some decent profit. Yeah, up 15%. These are trading for $350 now. $355 maybe, if I'm lucky for it. No, they just moved the ask with my order. $350. Okay. the last position I might take is going to be that Apple long, and I don't think that there's too much room here. Yeah, it's only 75 cents, so we can go with a higher delta. Take on the bigger risk on 75-cent move. All right, there, just got cross below. The 180 call has a 32 delta. The 177.5 is a 53. So 53 times the 75 cents would be about $40 worth of delta. Trading for 210 at the moment, 205, 210. So we'd want to cut losses at like 165, 170. Looks like we didn't get that entry in time. But yeah, that's a good looking candle right there. They went from 210 to 230 for those contracts already. So I'm not going to pay the extra $20 for them until we get back under 177.75. Got a good amount of names in the green now. Even Nvidia's up 1.4% after the huge drop to 403. Netflix back into the range for a short position. But it is kind of tightening up. Resistance at 425 now, and support's down at 422.5, 423. So might not have as much range to it. Oh man, that Google trade's still playing 131. Back to the morning highs. Almost. Amazon's really popping off here. This 5-minute candle. But yeah, the only opportunity I see right now looks like Netflix, if we want to re-short it with that 415 put. I actually might even go a little bit higher if we can get, say, like 426.50, 427. That way we're only $1 from the stop loss. Yeah, I can go with the 420 put if they're trading up there. It's about another $2 away. The delta for this option is negative 37, trading for 440. So be 440, 450. We'll call it minus 75. We'd pay 375 for the contract. Yeah, looks like Netflix hit 425 and pulled back again there. Let's just give it a little bit more time. If the opportunity doesn't present itself, then I won't take it. But again, I want to see this at about 427, 426.50. But before we take another entry at or above 426.50. And the 420 puts trading for 487. We want to get them at 375. About to have the inflation report, or the inflation expectation report, coming out in about 3 minutes. Could have some impact on the market, but I'm guessing we'll probably get a similar reading to what we got for the Michigan economic report, which was actually good last week on Friday. Looks like everything's starting to slow down a bit in terms of price action, though. Seeing some back and forth for a bunch of names. A couple names are still making some upside. NVIDIA, namely. But the two that I would probably keep watch on today is going to be Apple at that 177.75 mark. Still about 50 cents below where it's trading now, which is pretty far. Or Netflix, trading in the middle of the range at 426.50 or higher for a second entry on some puts. Where's the report? Should be out now, 10 a.m. Oh, is it at 11 o'clock? It is at 11 o'clock. Okay. Well, I guess we timed that one wrong. Still got to drop at 10 a.m. though. For Netflix here. But this drop might help Apple get back to where I want for that 177.5 call that I'm watching. Let's see, the lowest that these got was 130. They're actually not that much cheaper. I guess since Apple doesn't move that much at a time, they don't fluctuate a lot. They've just gone from about 130 a piece to a top at about 140, 150. Oh, those are the puts. We want the 177.5 calls. Alright, that makes more sense. Lows at about $2 and highs at 240. The 300 mark on Meta's looking like a decent resistance setup. Wouldn't want to take the trade right now though. Could take another swipe at Netflix and set the stop at 425. That's another possibility. Trading almost at 424, which has been a resistance so far. And then 425, it ended up topping out. Delta on the 420 puts is 40, so we risk $40 trading for 480 right now. But there's not that much room to the downside from the looks of it. The lows on these candles, it's like 422.50, 423. So you get about 1-to-1 on risk reward there. I don't think it's worth it until you're in this green range. All right, there we are above 424 now. So if we can get about $2 more of upside here, we'll take the entry. And these contracts, I think, should go for 400, not 375. Delta's 39 times 2.5. Yeah, about $100 cheaper. So yeah, they would go for about 375. But just getting this back and forth action on it so far. Can't crack the highs, can't crack the lows. Just stabilizing between 423 and 425 right now. J&J. Up 0.75%, so doing pretty well today compared to the tech names at least. I like healthcare as a position for the potential of recession just because they're still going to make money. Looking at the daily chart, you do have some resistance just about where it's trading right now. It's at 175.17 right now, and there's resistance at basically where it is trading. I would say like 175 up to about 177 or 178. So in terms of technicals, I might want to short it with a stop loss at 178. But in terms of momentum, you're definitely positive for the stock. After earnings, it had that huge pop. Lots of volume going into the buying too. So momentum is definitely to the upside. So you definitely want to have a stop loss at 178 if you want to take a short position for it. But you would be betting against momentum. Long term, I would say J&J would be a good one to go long, buy it. Short term, there could be some resistance ahead. Nvidia just keeps on going. No red candles yet. Might have spoke too soon. But Nvidia is just rallying like crazy from the low 400s. Ooh, Microsoft. Getting very close to that 322 mark. Okay. That's looking good there. Look at the puts. How wide is it? 322.25 to 323.50. So only about $1.50 or $1.20. So we could choose the higher delta. Go with an at the money. 50 delta. Trading for 420 right now. And between now and the top, it would be $1.50 of delta. So that's 75 cents cheaper. Stop loss would be 420 minus 75, 350, 340. All right, we're there at 322. Contract's going for 410. $4.15. All right, I'm gonna place my entry at 410. Creeping up right on that resistance again, 322.25, and then our stop will be 323.50. If your puts are assigned, when will you receive your shares? You should receive them the day after they get assigned. Or I guess, I mean, if you're getting assigned on like Friday or something, you'll get them on Monday. All right, there's Netflix going up at 425 again. Possibly giving us a short. This one I would want a lower delta just because it's trading at 425. And the range is all the way up to 428. So $3 worth of delta. So we could go back to that 415 put we got earlier. $3 of delta with 26 delta. I actually want to go a little bit lower. Maybe even the 410, 412. I'll add Microsoft on here and take Apple out of the mix because that one's not looking like it's presenting us an opportunity. Looks like we got rejected again at 325 or 425 for Netflix. Every time we're peeking our head right above it and coming right back down. Might be screwed for AMC. Puts AMC. It's down 36%, unless you bought it, I guess, this morning. You might have some Ivy crush. That's a huge drop in implied volatility. 30% drop in implied volatility there. Alright. Nice little rejection from Microsoft so far. Might ride this down to, say, 321, 50 cents. We got them at 410. They're going for 420 or 435. Delta is 52, so we get another $25, which we would sell them for about 460-ish. It's a pretty decent size move there on Microsoft. And of course, Netflix back to 423. And the back and forth on Netflix. Looks like QQQ is having a pretty good morning so far. From the open. Still not quite getting the drop that I want from Microsoft. Another 40 cents. Trade's going for 440. And I want to sell it for 460. I'll try to sell it at 445. I'll be okay with $15 less. Alright, there it is. Should get filled at 445. No. $364 for Qs. Trading at 368 right now. That'd be a pretty decent dump. That'd be a new low on the 2-day chart. And our new monthly low too. I think I might just have to take... Oh, there it goes. I was about to say I might just have to take 440 for the contract. But they just dropped it. A little more. Alright. Got out at 450 a piece. That's not the right one. There we go. It's a nice little $40 profit for that trade too. 3 for 3 this morning. Probably could have let that contract run a little more. Yeah, it's down to 321, which was my exit. And they're going for 460. Don't know if I would have had the liquidity to get filled there. But let's see. Nvidia pulling back a little bit finally. Couple red candles on the 5-minute chart. At 422, pulling back from there. Apple's a lot higher now. Wish we got in on that call at 177.75. Just missed it. But yeah, I think that'll probably be all the trades unless we get Netflix finally breaking 425. I'd like to see it again. 426.50 will use a high delta put with maybe the 420 or 420 two strike price. And then the stop loss would be 428, but I think there's a good chance that it'll probably just come back to the bottom of this range that it's been in, to 423. So you got about $2 of upside risk and $3 of downside reward if that trade ends up playing out, but still a little bit too far away for my liking. Yeah, everything in the red. Well, you got a decent amount of the big caps in the green right now. Q is up 0.4%, SPY's up 0.1%, so kind of a flat day, really. More than anything. Amazon's almost hitting 140. And there might be some resistance against it between 139.50. The day after the earnings, it kind of crashed down to that level on the close, 139.50, which is already trading above. And then I'd say the top of this resistance would probably be 140.5. Yeah, I'd say 140.5. And it's trading right in the middle too, so it does have a little bit of momentum going in it, which is kind of spooky. And it looks like it gained momentum once it crossed that resistance at 139.50. See, the 140 put's going for 176.50 delta, so stop loss would be about 150. They're going for 185 now. So we'll give it a little bit of time, see if we hit 140 again. I would imagine that would be a decent point to turn around to if we look at the options chain. I'm sure there's a lot of volume and open interest at the 140 strike. Yeah, 22,000 in volume. The next is 9,000, 5,000. So there's a pretty steep drop in volume above 140. Open interest, definitely a huge drop. So could be a pivot point for Amazon. And if we can enter this one, this will probably be my last one today. I want to get it 180 or below, and it's trading at 185. Again, stop loss would be 150 for the contracts. The lowest they just got was 173. But yeah, that was a decent, hour rally that Amazon got up to 140 before pulling back. Kind of thinking of just taking the extra $10 risk open at 190. Just don't know how far we would pull back. Because you only have about $1. Let's see, $1.75 of upside. So you'd have to get at least $2 of downside to 137. Or hold up. No, 75 cents of upside. So you'd want at least $1 of downside down to 139, which it caught a support at. Just a little bit under that, 138.7 or 138.90. All right. Now the contracts are at 183, real close to our entry. 180. There we go. Right where we want them. Got them at 179 actually. Again, our stop is going to be 150. But hopefully we can take profits under like 139. Would be the hopes here. But yeah, that's all the trades today. All the ones that I wanted to enter, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 9:30. See everybody. Have a profitable day. Today, red day or red week? Depends on. I think we've had a couple red weeks so far in the last couple weeks. So if we continue to carry on that sentiment, we might have a pretty rough week ahead. I think going into like September, October, it's going to be pretty volatile. So people might be kind of front loading that and anticipating some drops ahead. But yeah, that's it for me, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. See everybody.